It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the incomparable Travis Kelce. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Chiefs and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
As the sun starts to set, we're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance at a tune-up before they play on into the postseason chasing that Super Bowl ring. But for the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around again. And for some, frankly, well, this might be the last time they ever put the pads on. So leave everything you got out there and do everything in your power to go get that win in this fight.
Not a kicker or a puncher here, Brock. It's safety Justin Reed to get this one going. And here we go at Mile High. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be let out by the final quarterback taken in the first round of this year's draft. A lot of experience from Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Last week, Kate, you won't call his effort wasted, never. But you wish a game like that would have come in a win instead of showing up in a contest they ended up dropping. 2 touchdowns, no picks. That's the type of game that wins are typically built off of.
Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Nix off the play action. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Nix from the gun. He's got time here. Throw complete to Williams. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And the Broncos will have a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped on the play by Big Chris Jones. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Has it downfield, working the left. All the way, touchdown Denver! The Broncos take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. McCole Hardman now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here are the Chiefs out on offense for their first drive. And it's going to be the man under center who brings him out now in his 9th NFL season.
And when we look back at last week's win, Kate, pretty easy to see those 4 touchdowns. A lot more of an impact on the game than the 1 interception he threw. Wasn't quite perfect. I'm sure that pick will nag at him, but you'd welcome an encore of everything else he was doing in that ball game.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
first couple snaps, first drive of a game, it's all about who can land that opening punch, gain that first advantage in a game-long back and forth. Well, that opening punch was a solid cross, maybe even an uppercut that caught him right on the job and sets an immediate tone for this defense.
Has him on the quick hitter. This is ahead for about 5. Tackle made by Chris Abrams-Draine. And the Broncos are in the nickel for this third down. Motion man sent left. Third and long for him here. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. He evades them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Broncos are going to take over with a lot of field ahead of them. Here's Williams to start the drive. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
It's 3rd and 1.
Nix looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The visitors and their wide receivers set for this next possession. And you can see he's in chase mode, trying his best to catch the league leader in receiving. Right now, sitting in 2nd place. All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 48. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. 3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That pass is complete to Kelce. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be first down, Kansas City. Running back sent in motion. Throwing from the gun here. Short pass brought in. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how can turn. Second.
It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and the spotlight is on these Chiefs' superstar wide receiver. He's putting together...
And off we go from Denver. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their rookie QB, the young man out of Oregon.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Right to the air goes Nix. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense.
Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but if they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Throwing Nix.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The man in coverage was Trent McDuffie.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Chiefs now under their veteran head coach, Andy Reid. And we get a glance at their leader in the huddle, the veteran, in his 9th season now in the league.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
He finds his man, complete. That's steal. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that will bring up second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
Out of the gun now on third down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Back to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 1.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. He really tried to thread that down the seam.
Yeah, he tried to rip that one, didn't he? But a throw with that velocity, necessary when you're trying to hit a quick hitter like that one. Timing execution has to be perfect. Unfortunately for him, that one fell to the ground.
They'll look to throw again. Able to find the open there. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. From the 2, here's 1st and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Flushed out. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chiefs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 7-0. That time a 9-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he returns this to the 22.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
Well, here we sit, week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense.
This unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now they've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
They'll drop this off to Pacheco.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's steal. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll set up a throw. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Chiefs have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
That's caught. It's Marvin Mims.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Off the play fake, here's Nix.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Now it's Nix. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. Only able to gain a couple there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Chiefs offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and, you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards, they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
His 4th catch already in this first quarter. It's a 1st down.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, these 2 teams met in Kansas City earlier this season with the Chiefs winning that ball game. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Denver. Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
21-3 is your score after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it as we resume action.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 6.
And incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Here's a 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They're going. It's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Broncos first down.
Nix to the air. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's Nix. That is caught. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Nix looking to throw again. Touchdown! Cortland Sutton, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are able to cut into that deficit. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. So that one a long 11-play drive. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's very much alive in the race for most receiving yards by a wideout this year. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us. But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Nick Bonito coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Under pressure, and down he goes. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver's offense ready to go again. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. To throw, here's Nix. Here's a diving catch right side. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Off the play fake, Nix. And he'll find Sutton on the right side complete. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A huge play there for Denver. 45 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. He's got Burton here. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. There's a bigger stroke.
This is intercepted. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down, Kansas City.
He'll look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now back to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Back to throw again. That is caught downfield. It's Worthy. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Nick Bonito. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They're going to look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this first half alone. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
A final shot before break. Nix. He completes this to Sutton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started out west in Las Vegas. And it's the Raiders out in front as they approach halftime. Gardner Minshew has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head eastward to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Jonathan Taylor, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Kirk Cousins leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hunt. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Third down and 6. They'll look to throw here. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
2nd and 13. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. That'll give them 8 that time. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 27. They'll set up to throw. Shoves him aside. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Xavier Worthy from 21 yards away. And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And with that touchdown pass, he's going to draw level with a Hall of Famer Peyton Manning for most touchdown passes in a single season, with that being number 55 for him on the year. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Nick Bolton there on the tackle. This defense tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
And Williams is going to pick up a Broncos first down as the tackle made at the 42. To throw is Nix. A short throw. This is caught by Cox. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 33, here's second and a yard.
At the Chiefs' 33-yard line.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That's another Broncos first down.
Throwing Nix. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And this throw will be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Here's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Now the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Here's Nix.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
That is caught.
And some room to maneuver. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
They'll fake the jet sweep and instead give up the middle to Williams.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the Chiefs' 16-yard line.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 4 yards the pickup. 1st down.
That's another Broncos first down. 1st and 10.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
But keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And he comes back with one complete. And they'll rally and stop him short of the 1st down at about the 6. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Mo Alley-Cox
from 6 yards away.
And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It was Jamal Adams up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their...
That one out wide and intercepted.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
So the Broncos coming out now.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Now it's Nix.
A short throw. This is caught by Cox. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
Nix to the air. That's into the hands of McLaughlin.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
To throw, here's Nix.
Over the middle, complete. That's Sutton. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the 4th is not going to be an easy task. But that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. The quick slant caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards...
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And Courtland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And this is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
That's into the hands of Worthy. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a couple.
At the 45-yard line.
Nix from the shotgun. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On play action, here's Nix. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Here we go with Williams. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man right side is Rice. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. That's the big one, by the way. Touchdown pass number 56 for him on the year. That breaks Peyton Manning's all-time mark of 55 back in 2013. Congratulations. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Throwing to start the drive. Nix over the middle. He finds Vele. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Throwing Nix. And this one complete again to Mims. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, he'll drop to throw. That is caught by Vele. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. Here's Nix.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Back to throw again. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They're going. It's Nix. Just keeping the play alive. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Chiefs force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
There for the stop defensively, Nick Bonito. 2nd and 9.
A give right side now to Hunt. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Chiefs,
they earn one final victory and finish the regular season at 13-4.
And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Broncos,
they'll limp to the finish line a bit with a final record of 5-12.
And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.